Hello again. My name is Anya, and today I will continue the rune series of the third Aetia with the rune Berkana. So, this is the 18th rune. She stands for the tree, the Birch, and its element is the earth, and its herb the daisy, and its Phildia is the rabbit. So, and the deity is Freya. So I will talk about this all later. So let's get to the rune. So the key of the rune Berkana is she symbolizes the breasts of Mother Earth. It's a rune of the rites of passage that chants evolution, and of course it represents the birch tree of life and death. It's about the feminine intuition, and it's also associated with the fertility. So she's the guardian mother of the earth. She is the great goddess embodied in Norse mythology by the goddess Freya, and Freya is the wife of Odin. So Berkana is the mother rune and the rune of female strength. It stands for fertility. It's the fruit that produces it. It's not automatically the fruit of new life, It's also the fruit of our growth, of our ideas, and what was once sown. So Berkana is ready to protect what she loves. She cares and cares. This is true for friends and family, as well as for your project of dreams. So everything that is not yet stable enough to be exposed to the world is taken care of until it carries in itself. So you can see that kind of like an embryo status phase. So it is a feminine energy, protection and security, conception and growth, for example. And this rune starts something new in your life. Much will happen, and it is a long way. So, and it will be always a long way for us, right? So what it means, it's time to sow now, but not to reap yet. So be patient and have a lot of patience. So, So since Berkana means goddess of the birch, and the birch is a symbol of the fertility, let me tell you a bit more about it. So like birch branches are used for ritual purposes throughout, at least as far as I know, European cultures. So you put them in the form of hearts at the door of newly married people, or you decorate the maypole, which is a tradition in Europe. So, and it's also said that witches have written birch brooms. Of course, they have not written birch brooms, I'm thinking this picture comes from the habit of barking with birch branches to become fruitful. So, I mean, the witch brooms, I have one, but they are there to clean the space you live in. So, no one ever rode a broom. And if, I would get one with a lot of horsepower. So let's get a bit more into the room. So if Tivas that we talked about before was a fundamental male rune, then Berkana is exceptionally feminine because she represents the mother, the wise old woman, and the young girl. So, and Tyr, that I talked about before, wound came from the encounter with death. So Berkana's wound is that of life, that of menstruation. So if you turn the rune about 90 degrees, you can see, kind of mountains, breasts, which represents Earth, Mother, our Mother Earth. So in the mythology, the birch shines in the full moon night and it reflects light cast and no shadow. So Iduna is the goddess of birches and stands for natural femininity. And the goddess of the birch, well, for me, Freya, is also seen in Berkana as Earth Mother, the great goddess, as I said before. And she's the mother of all beings. Midgards and where we are on Midgard, and mistress of birth and rebirth. It is a failed concept of life. The shape of the rune Berkana is associated with the life-giving breasts of a mother. That's why it looks like breasts. And Gentiles see in the Earth Mother also the threefold goddess, since the appearance as a girl, a mother, and an old woman shows strong parallels to, as we know, paganism, right? So the Berkana rune contains the complex mystery of the Great Mother. So in her cosmological aspect, she is the mother of all manifestation, and she embodies the mystery of cosmic and human birth and rebirth. So Berkana rules the four central human transitional rites: birth, entry into the adult world, marriage, and death. So which I talk about marriage, but I talk about hand fasting and bounding, not the government marriage. So the goddess of the birch embodies also the blossoming, but also the dark aspect of the Great Mother, the terrible mother who rules over death. And in the ritual of the Earth Mother, Nerthos, as Tacitus described, is the goddess pulling in the cart across the field, brings blessing, peace, and fruitfulness. But in the end, except human sacrifices and the drowned her in sacred lake, also it is unclear whether it's a factual sacrifice or a symbolic description of death and rebirth, for which often, especially in Germanic and Celtic myths, there is a mysterious lake. So, and it says that the word soul comes from the sea. But this is all like little historical, right? Which you never know what is true and what not. So the Berkana rune contains all becoming and being, right? It is the unity of the cycle of birth, life, death, rebirth, and the unity of evolution and the mystery of the moment through which this unity of being unfolds into becoming. And it really doesn't matter what is upcoming. If you really carry a child under your heart, if you grow an ability in you, it depends on what it or is it maybe you realizing you becoming the person you truthful are, like releasing of the programming. So this all counts as becoming, right? And as I said before, you need patience for this, but this is with all things in life, you need patience. A little seed needs time to grow. So, you cannot force it to grow it overnight. And also, as the Mother Goddess rune, Berkana is a sustaining, protective, and therefore concealing power. It rules over all protective and concealing places, such as dwellings and places of initiation. So so you can use this rune as a protection on your path, so that whatever is growing in you, your new ability, or even your child that you carry, or whatever is that is growing in you for the good, you can protect it with Berkana. So, which brings me to the magical aspect. So Berkana is the woman's rune, and women can draw strength from it. So Berkana helps in becoming aware of the unity of the moment as the mother of all things, and in the realization of ideas through the creative process, and helps with fertility as well. So if you're wishing for a baby, this will help you as well with this. So and the process of renewal in the form of a rebirth in a modified form is supported by the principle of this rune. So after a period of negative experience, the positive feelings and the will to live again break out like the plants in the spring. And that's why you need to really, give that plant time to grow, and and you will defeat all the hail and storms, and that will, it will be fine. So also, the effect of this rune is also the reincarnation and the rebirth in the spirit. So it also strengthens the power of the secret. So for example, rituals of protection and concealment. So of capturing and preserving other forces. What else? Protecting of the home and the immediate personal environment. Securing the supplies. What else? Deception. Protects you against deception. So you can wear amulets, and they will protect you against threats or from the outside and against treachery, and it also promotes the gradual growth of wealth and as I said, the general fertility, right? So the healing aspects of the rune. So this rune, like I mentioned before, is responsible for the fertility. So if you have any fertility disorders, or it's not working as fast as you want to, even here again, I may remind you that a seed needs time, but it will help with that. It also increases physical stability. It's also strengthening for the skeleton and for all your muscles. So, and it increases your immune system. It will boost it, so you have a general resistance. And it's very good for healing and infections. So, if you pulled the runes in an oracle, it will tell you about general fertility, and with which I mean both mental and physical, right? So, and also as well as a personal development, your health, maybe the flourishing of a business you're starting, a new beginning, growth, clarity. So all this rune may want to tell you, but it depends on your question and your situation, right? Again, I'm just giving you the keywords here. So, and also, like I said, since it positively strengthens the female side, on the neutral side, she is the protector of man as well, of course, right? And and also helps the mother who eats her children, with which I mean not for lunch. I mean, if we're sitting on our children, if we're not letting them develop, if we don't let them grow, if we'll make sure that little plant is not growing, if we're just like constantly controlling. But you get the point, you know what I mean. So, but also if you have issues and you ask regarding, it could tell you about family problems you have, about people that have issues that are close to you that you care for, or that you're being a little bit too careless. But again, it all depends on your question, right? So if you, let's say, pull the rune just for daily, what's my day look like, or well, no, if you take the rune to work with it, sorry, let me take that back. If you take the rune to work with it, then this rune can hide and keep everything secret, or it will share secrets with you as well. So, but maintain contact with the earth in every respect, physically, mentally, and spiritually. So, because it's all about protecting the earth, and if we protect earth will protect us. So, the giving and taking, and this is what I always talk about, right? Like, don't only take from the plants, give something back. So then we have the Vilya going with that. So it's of course the rabbit, since we're going on about fertility, right? So, and of course the rabbit stands for the fertility as well. And it symbolizes how nature comes to life again after the winter. And it's associated with the goddess Ostara, which I am not sure. I mean, there is no proof that Ostara existed. When I did my equinox ritual, I had Freya come to me. So I'm thinking the goddess Ostara refers to Freya. So, but so much for that. So back to the rabbit. So the rabbit, he accompanies us on magical journeys, and he teaches us how to leave old injuries behind and embark on a life of, enthusiasm. I mean, they just hop along, you know what I mean? And once you hit rock bottom, that means like not looking too much at the facts and getting you more scared. Like, don't get too scared, because that will cause more fear and more fear and more fear. So all it will tell you, if you hit rock bottom, to take on a new path. So new ways want to be taken now, and that's what he's telling you. Fertility and the growth, they would like to enter your life and multiply your energy in a creative act. So this is what this little rabbit is telling you. So, and the word the buck, I'm not talking about give me a buck, I mean a buck, the rabbit, the bang bang bang. So that is like a common term, So, but the rabbit spends it to bring something new into the world, right? Even though most farmers don't like it. So, but the energy follows the attention. So, yeah. I mean, I think it's so amazing what we can learn from animal and in general. not only on the spirit realm. It's like, yeah, it's amazing what you can learn from them. And I had that conversation too last night with someone. So yeah, just amazes me. So I mean, they keep on, right? They keep on going. I mean, they go left, right, left, right, left, right until they get to their goal, those little rabbits. So then let's move on to the daisy. I'm sure I talked about daisy before. I'm pretty sure I did, because I love this little daisy. Unfortunately, I have no daisies growing here. So I wonder if I can get some seeds somewhere. I really would love some daisies. So I mean, they're the cutest little flowers, and really good for you. And like the rabbit works with Berkana, so does the daisy. So even small children know and love the friendly little daisy, you know. So I mean, it got such a nice bright white yellow dabs. It's so cute. So and the botanical name is Bellis perennis, and that means everlasting beauty. So it's so cute. So so in the Germanic term, the name refers to the goose, supposedly because this animal devours the flower with devotion, but the goose stands in its symbolism even close to the sun, the golden goose. I mean, we all know the story about the golden goose. I'm just assuming that now. And it's also a messenger bird of the great goddess. So to show the great femininity and the radiance of the little flower. So it's really nice. The daisy, the everlasting beauty, was consecrated in the Norse mythology of the supposed Germanic spring goddess Ostra, and as I said, for me it's Freya. So daisies were a symbol of fertility and new beginnings as well among the Germanic tribes. So its white little head with a yellow sun inside. They were for the Teutons also a symbol of the presence of the sun god Balder. So in Celtic mythology, the daisy was considered as a means to influence the growth. So I suppose this has something to do with because it's so little. So in the floral language, the daisy stands for purity and childlike innocence. So, and also the daisy was said to protect children from being abducted by fairies, which is why children like to braid themselves out those little flower breath. So I did that too. So yeah, and what I said here with means to influence the growth, I didn't mean like keeping people small. I mean supporting the growth, and not only like in a physical aspect, also in a spiritual aspect. Okay, so I should have explained myself a bit better. So yeah, the daisy is the spirit of growth, endurance, and fertility. So it's a protective plant of children, as I said already. I think I did. So, and the daisy helps especially children with family conflicts. So it's helpful for bedwetting, you know, a lot of children have that, and concentrating and learning difficulties. And above all, it gives mental protection, very important. So, and the daisy flower essence helps teens to stand on their own 2 feet and let go of mom a bit or dad a bit. You know what I mean? This fits to the mother that holds too tight to their children, which just interrupts the growth, I find. But every parent is different. So I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying that's, you know. So you can, of course, smudge it. So, and then the spirit of the plant, it will make contact to our inner child and can give our soul wings, right? That little inner child. So, and this helps us, I find, to look at our adult world from a different perspective. And I mean, our inner child is part of us. Sometimes we have to soothe it, sometimes it's angry, sometimes it's mad, sometimes it's happy. And we just have to realize that this is part of us. Okay? Yeah, this speaks not only of past wounds that we had in the childhood. I also find it helps us to be more like a child, you know, letting go of all this. You must do this, you must do that, I have to be like that, I have to do it like that, I have to act like this because they asked that for me. Children, they're so pure, they just be, you know, they are honest and they laugh from the bottom of their heart when they have to, they cry from the bottom of their heart when they have to. So, I forgot the word for it. Yeah, they live a little more, they live lighter, you know what I mean? So therefore, you know, it's good to get in contact with your inner child, even if you don't have any issues. I mean, it's good to get in contact with your child, to loosen up a bit, to enjoy things a little bit more. I mean, like for example, walking barefoot. I mean, I know a lot of people still do, but not everyone does anymore. And I mean, I can't remember that I ever wore shoes in my childhood, except in the winter, but in the summer I was always out barefoot. So, and you just enjoy it. You know what I mean? You enjoy the grass on your feet, the sand on your feet. Yeah, but I'm drifting off, but I guess you're getting my point here. So, no, I totally forgot where I was with my daisy. Yeah, the spirit of this little daisy, it has so lot to offer. So, for example, when it rains and it gets dark, you know, we know the daisy falls a little petals together and it protects its inside. So, and therefore the spirit of the plant can give us this protection in a smudging. You know, it's also this the fumes, the smudges, the smoke. Oh my God, I can't talk. Is mood enhancing and healing and exhilarating, makes you a little more euphoric. And also, if you have problem explaining yourself better on the outside, or to distinguish yourself a bit more to the outside, then the incense of this plant is very well as well. So, and of course, and we all done it before with those poor little flowers, we all pulled those little tabs off, right? So therefore it goes also into is good for little love incense, you know, because we all remember the saying, he loves me heartfelt, he loves me with pain, you know, he loves me not. So, and even in the Middle Ages, the daisy was known and appreciated as a medical herb. So, and according to ancient tradition and herbal books, it has been used in numerous illnesses and ailments. So, as a wound healing, for gout, cough, you know, for all this. So, and this is what you can use it as well these days. So, as well as constipations, for high blood pressure, liver and kidney problems, I think I mentioned for skin diseases, rheumatism. So, and a tea from the leaves of the daisy, it also stimulates your appetite and metabolism. And like I said, promotes your digestion and relieves your cough. So, and it's also good for depression, melancholy, sadness, fatigueness, tiredness, you know. So, was there anything else of it? Yeah, kidney and bladder stones as well. So if you drink a lot of tea, it's good for kidney and bladder stones. Oh yeah, and of course not to forget for menstrual cramps, right? Since we're here with the fertility thingy. So, and then we have, of course, the goddess Freya that goes with the birch and the daisy and the rabbit. And I know I talked about her before as well, so I'm trying to keep it short. So back then, without Freya, nothing went in the old days, right? She was the great mother goddess and also grandmother, right? And she was always asked for protection, support in all circumstances, and I still do it up to this date. So Freya belonged to the Vanen and one of the two deities of Norse mythology. So, and her brother is Freyr. I talked about him as well. Her father, the sea god Njord, and mother Skadi, daughter of the giant Thiazi. But like I said, I would love to go into the Edda, but I can't, and I couldn't explain the Edda either. You just got to read it to yourself. So, and of course, her husband, you know, her man is Odin. So, and with him, she had also daughters, Hynos and Gersimi. And both of those names are synonyms and they mean preciousness. So, and like I said, she is the goddess of fertility and spring, happiness and love, and also well as a teacher of the spell. So, yeah, and I forgot where I was. Help. Yeah, also, she is at home as the leader of the Valkyries on the battlefield, right? And many claim half of the fallen foes, while Odin, the supreme god of war, is entitled to one half, while the other half went to her. So, and people gave her so many names, right? Like I said, I believe Ostara is one of them, which what kind of bothers me in the name Ostara is Ostara means Eastern, and it wasn't celebrated back then. This is a new churchy thing. So this is why it kind of, I don't like it too much. So I go with equinox, spring equinox or so. So, yeah, they gave her many names. Earth goddess, like Hertha or Eartha. But both ends up in the word earth. So, and she was also called Sur, which means the big soul, but from pictures and all that, she was married to the boar Freya, but those are just different mythology point of views, right? just trying to explain, because sometimes you see her on a boar, on pictures, on statues, and this is where it comes from. But this has another cause. I mean, this sounds maybe a little funny, but back in the days, pigs were highly revered and valued because as mothers, they gave like birth to so many offsprings, right? And cared for them well, and also fed the people, sad part about it. But I'm just saying, pigs are like totally underestimated, like seriously. So Freya was invoked as a goddess of love and happiness, health and fertility, like I said before, and also of death and birth, as the queen of heaven, the moonlight over the sea, and so many things. So I mean, to see her true self, and you need to talk to her. So I mean, you can't call her on the phone, but you know what I mean. So yeah, I could go so much into more of history, but so many stories, so I rather communicate with her myself. But it's kind of interesting, but like I said before, I'm not the expert on the Edda. So, but just that one thing, she belongs to the race of the Vanen, and that was an old peasant and seafaring culture in which the maternity law was valid. So, and the Vanen stood deep in connection with nature and all its powers. So they were very peace-loving, with a great sense of art, beauty, and wealth. So they mastered powerful magic techniques that counted more than all the gold they had enough. So it was more worth than gold. So, for example, Freya with her magic mantle of feathers, she could fly as fast and wide as a bird, it said. So, it's, one of her messages could be maybe to you, because she's connected with the nature, right? And the birth and the life. So you could say that she lives in you, in your midst, in your middle. She lives by the fact that you live. To make any sense? She will remind you of your secret, of your treasures, which are hidden deep in you, and which you may sometimes pay too little attention to. So it could be the drop of wisdom, that you carry inside of you. And but also she tells you to be mindful of what you want to grow, and take it seriously if you decided to let it grow in your own way. So take it seriously and be responsible. So let go of the roles that are not yours, So listen to your inner voice. The God is in you. So just feel the power that lives already inside of you since, first met her. And you did meet her, you just don't remember. So she will help you to be, every day, to be true to yourself, and you will feel how natural the power comes to you. So once you're in harmony with you and nature and life, you will experience unexpected pleasures, really. So, and she's just the goddess of everyone she loves and who loves her back, you know. And she will bring you happiness and passion, but also to men that remember her. So, of course, it's all about fertility in this one. But remember, also men need to grow. I didn't mean to leave the man out here at all. Like, seriously, no. I mean, this everything I said, this goes for men as well, except that they can't carry out a baby, but they can, you know, plant the seed, you know. So I apologize to the male world that I left them out here a bit, but I didn't mean to. I just remembered that I didn't really express it. So my apologies, but this goes for male and female here, the growing. So, and of course, last but not least, the birch that I talked about so many times. So I'm gonna leave it very short with this one. At least I'm gonna try. So the birch is the pioneer. The birch stands as well for new beginnings, because she is a pioneer among the trees and makes other trees a habitat. So it can also prepare a new way for us and take away the fear of the new. So the spirit of this tree, it will bring you ease and agility. It will help you to take the right path. So the birch will bring movement and creativity in your life. And if you learn, oh my God, is it time yet? So if you lean your back against the birch tree, so, and really concentrate of it and close your eyes, you know, you can feel its maternal and caring energies. I promise you that, like, and yeah, and it embodies the feminine principle. So, which men need as well, right? The balance. Men need a little femininity too. Not too much, but the balance. So, but despite of its graceful appearance, it's a very tough tree. You know, it survives even harsh conditions. So, and so yeah, the birch will help you in the transitional phases of life and will help you with uncertainties and fears, and it will help you with the self-esteem and will give you the strength and the power for change, because the birch is the spirit of youth, of life and fertility. So, but again, if you lean on a tree, if you take energy from a tree, let the tree decide how much you need. And yeah, and like I said, always, you know, give something back. So, and from the medical aspect, so like birch is primarily used in or mainly used for kidney, bladder areas and for skin and hair. So it's very blood cleansing. So and the most common use of the birch is the tea from leaves or from the leaf buds. So it has a very strong diuretic effect, and it helps also against rheumatism, gout and other metabolic diseases. So if you drink 3 cups of birch tea daily for several weeks, you may be even able to break up a kidney stones in some cases, you know, if it's not like Among Us. So, and also if you have some skin conditions, like you can drink birch tea, or you can even take it to wash your skin or take a bath in it. So yeah, it's a blood purifier, you know, like, and it helps with hair loss, you know, tiredness, I mean, it flushes your system out, like really good. So, yeah, I think I'm done. That didn't go too well with keeping it short, but I can't. I'm trying. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. And I will continue next week. And yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. If you want to leave a comment, that would be very nice. Tell me what you think. And I will see you all next week. And thanks for coming. Much love to you all. Bye-bye.